Hey everyone, welcome to our very next session, Empowering Student Creativity Using Canva and Wakelet. I'm so excited about this session. I've been excited about this session. I love all the sessions. I feel like this week is so powerful for teachers and students to see how you can AppSmash and really meet all kinds of goals from every stakeholder, essentially. And with us today, representing Canva, is Frankie Baker from Frisco ISD. So Frankie, I'm going to let you introduce yourself to everyone, okay?
Okay, sure thing. Hi, everyone. I'm Frankie Baker. I'm a digital learning coach in Frisco, Texas. I'm app smashing my outfit today. I'm representing Vintage Wakelet in Canva. I am here in a Canvassator setting, but I am a Wakelet trainer. So I am very adept at both. I love both. I'm sure everyone's like, thank God they gave her a platform to talk about it because my coworkers are like, go talk to someone else.
We love your energy, Frankie. I know everybody's going to say that. And then we love hearing from you on all of the different tools that you're using in your district with your teachers. I know today you have some really, really incredible things to share. But first, I wanted you to look over in the chat. It's 12:03 p.m. Frankie is actually like 20 minutes south of where I am here in Texas. It's been rainy today, but it's lunchtime in Texas. So I'm hoping that we see some people from our area. I see Rebecca from Chicago. And do you see anybody you recognize, Frankie, in the chat?
Let me scroll through saying hi. Let's see. I saw Ryan.
Karen's from Virginia. I love it. I love to see what time zones. Finland is here. Spain is here. Ukraine, Bangladesh, Morocco. There's so many. Go California. Jessica's in California. You can tell I need the sun and the beach. I get really excited about anybody from California. Welcome from Egypt and Argentina and Italy. It's so good to see all of you. This is incredible. I always love these sessions, but I think you all are in for a really, really great treat with all of the shares that Frankie has. I'm going to stay on stage with Frankie. We're going to have a discussion, but she's leading these shares. Remember, you are going to have all of the resources at the end of the session. We'll also link the AppSmash profile so that you can go back and look at all the previous resources from the previous sessions today. And remember that every single AppSmash session from the festival this week will be on YouTube for a replay. So if you've missed anything or you are like me and you need to go back and relearn something, you have the opportunity to do that. Make sure you're following Wakelet on all social media platforms, on YouTube. And in addition to that, make sure you're following Frankie. We will share her information and contact details later. And we also want you to make sure you're following Canva as well. So Frankie, what do you say? Are you ready to share all the goodies with our attendees?
Let's do it. I have a lot and I got to cram it in. So yeah.
All right, well, here we go. I'm going to mute myself, but I'm going to be here for comments.
Okay, so Wakelet and Canva, here we go. So my name, again, is Frankie Baker. I'm here as a teacher Canvassator. I work in Frisco, Texas. There's my information. I am very active on X. So if you are also on X, previously known as Twitter, give me a follow. I'd love to see what y'all are up to. Real quick, I just want to talk about Canva and what they're trying to do or what they're wanting to do in education. So we have a little bit of a competition to join the community. So we're wanting you to join the Facebook group for Canva educators. You can get there with the QR code. And the first person to comment the date that Mel posted about NASA resources gets swag. So let me say this again. So if you join the teacher Facebook group for Canva, scroll down and find the post that Mel talked about NASA resources and comment the date. And if you're the first one, you can get swag.
There we go. You guys have to be on top of it. She's just coming out of the gate with it. So scan that QR code, join the community, and be the first person to put the date in the chat that Mel posted about NASA resources. And what we are looking for is the actual date. So make sure you're putting the actual date in there. Shout out to El Paso. I see you in the chat. So Amy is behind the scenes and she is taking note of this. So that QR code is going to take you to the Canva community on Facebook. Make sure you are doing that part. Okay, Frankie.
Okay, perfect. Also, I'm going to switch slides, but if you just search up Canva teacher or education, it'll pop up on Facebook. So, oh, there we go. Okay, so Canva for Education is your one and all visual suite. So how we communicate as educators and as people is constantly evolving. And so at Canva, they want to make sure students and teachers are equipped with the tools that you need to do that as effective as possible. And so I believe anyone who's on here loves Canva and has probably used it for presentations, but they've done so much more with it. The visual suite has a lot to offer. You can collaborate on documents, edit videos, or even build websites. We also want to celebrate a few amazing milestones. So they have helped over 70 million students and teachers across the globe. They're 100% free for K-12 schools and districts. If you do want more information about getting that free for your school and your district, let us know. So a couple of questions I've asked been asked is, why is Canva free, or how is it free? So Canva had two goals in mind. So one is to build one of the world's most valuable companies, and then two, to do the most good. And so taking initiatives through supporting education and nonprofit programs. So Canva for Education started in 2019, and it was to provide accessible technology for all students and teachers, regardless of school finances, empowering every educator and inspiring learner. Another thing worth mentioning is that we need to prepare our students for what their life is going to look like after school. So making sure that they are adept at using technology, communicating different ways, and using design to communicate is really important. So Canva is super helpful in doing that. And this is important for any subject that you're teaching or that they're in. So Canva is passionate about teaching students the skills that they need, those core skills, including communication, collaboration, and being creative, so that they are able to solve the problems of tomorrow. Whew. Okay, now that's done, let's go ahead and dive in. I believe Tisha wanted to talk a little bit about Wakelet.
Sure. I just want to hit on this really quickly. You're going to hear from me often this week, just talking about how Wakelet can help you and help your students. But of course, Wakelet helps you share resources, so you can curate resources, learning resources, whether it's for your teachers, your school staff, your parents, or your students. You also can collaborate using Wakelet. And the biggest thing of all is Wakelet will help you improve those student outcomes. So just like Frankie said, the goal for us is to be able to prepare our students for their future, not ours. So how can we take Wakelet? How can we take Wakelet plus other tools and improve student outcomes with engagement and collaboration and individualized learning? And all of that is under one roof. And we can keep going, Frankie, because I know you have more to share. So we want you to know that Wakelet's going to help you leverage those memorable moments of learning, whether it is a reflection, whether it's a portfolio. There's so much that you can do with Wakelet, but I want you to really hone in on this one piece. Focus on curriculum delivery. How are you going to deliver your curriculum, and how are you going to use Wakelet to do that? It is a fantastic way to deliver curriculum in a streamlined way. Additionally, you can have collaborative experiences with your students, your parents, your team members, and then using Wakelet for digital portfolios, as we know, is always going to increase student outcomes beyond our classroom, those four walls that they're sitting in. And then lastly, I just want to remind you that Wakelet is safe, accessible for all learning environments, as well as we have the option for activities with students to help foster those digital skills, really honing in on citizenship and future readiness. And then there are a ton of templates to use. Whenever you are in Wakelet, you're going to click on the Explore option and you're going to search for whatever you want. There are templates out there, even though you probably don't think they're templates. If Frankie has a collection in the Explore section and she has it public and available for me to copy, then I can take it and I can do whatever I want with that. So there's lots of stuff available to you. And make sure you're checking out those options, search option and explore in Wakelet. Okay, Frankie, I think we're ready to keep going.
Okay, perfect. So within Canva, you can actually look up Wakelet as like, what will you design? And there's templates already in there for you. Ones that you can just take and run with them. You can also just get like the sizing correctly. I know that can kind of be a headache. So we've made it super easy. You just search up Wakelet header and there's all of your options. There's also the Canva integration in Wakelet. So this is somewhat new. So if you are a preview user of Wakelet and haven't used it in a while, a long while, you can design with Canva from within Wakelet. And so I actually did this with students earlier today. They click design with Canva and it pops up a window within the Wakelet window and they can design right then and there. You can also pull in your projects that you've created from Canva, which is really nice. You can make it your cover photo. You can make it your header. You can just add images using Canva right then and there. I could not use my own collections as inspiration for this one, but you can use Canva to help you organize your collections. So if you look at mine, it is chaos because none of them go together. But Alex Isaacs and Tisha, they both have coordinated what their tiles look like. So it looks very nice. I think it's really cool to have your students do that, to be able to take collections from multiple sources or multiple topics and find a cohesive theme. That's a really powerful skill and a fun one. You know, it's a good challenge. So that's something that you can do with Canva. There's also a Wakelet embed within Canva, which I think is really neat. You can take your Wakelet collection and just paste it onto your, copy paste into your Canva design, and it's fully functional. So you can see from the screen, I'm scrolling within it, I'm looking at those options, and I can click to do research. So for me as a teacher, it was really important to have as minimal clicks as possible, but then also make it as easy as possible too. And so this makes it super easy and less clicks. They don't have to go somewhere else to get these resources that I've collected. Oh, we're going to click. Okay, you can embed with just the share link. So that's kind of nice not to have a special code. Here we go. Okay, you can, let me click back. Perfect, and then there's the Canva embed within Wakelet. So you can actually take your Canva design just with the share link and embed it into your Wakelet. Now, a pro tip on this one that I don't have on the screen is that you need to make sure your Canva design is public. If it has any sort of privacy on it, it'll just show up as a link, and then anyone who clicks it will only be able to access it if they pass those privacy settings. But it is really nice to be able to have it directly in your Wakelet. So again, less clicks, the kids can access the material.
I was about to say, the kids don't have to leave that collection, and that's really the goal, is to make sure they're staying in that one place, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can share Canva template links. So we had the embed, and you can click through it, but sometimes maybe you want them to create a template and have their own design. You can share that within the Canva collection. Now it'll automatically embed. And so I have it written down, and also if you watch, you can see me going through it. You just click the three dots and remove the embed. That way it becomes a link. If you are an EduGuardian, which I saw a few in the chat, I shared this last night as one of my favorite AppSmash features. You can use your Wakelet as a playlist. And so here you can embed a Canva doc, which I love. If you were to take a document from Google or Word, it won't pop up as embedded right then and there. Again, less clicks. But if you do a Canva doc, you can embed it. So it's right then and there, or right there, and the kids can just scroll and interact with the document that way. For your playlist, I like to use Canva to label my sections of the playlist. So like if you do a ketchup, mustard, relish one, you know, like you have to ketchup, you must do this. And then I forgot what the relish one is. But you can make those headers to kind of divvy up what your playlist looks like.
Okay, I have to stop you there. I think you have to explain this ketchup mustard relish thing a little bit more in detail. So you're saying to create headers that go in between these cards on a Wakelet collection, and the first one is if they need to catch up. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes, so
And then-
ketchup. So if you need to catch up on any work you've been absent on, and then mustard is you must do this. And then it's not relish, it's pickles. You get to pick what you do as your
Oh
extension.
my goodness. Okay. I've learned something new. That is super cute. I like it.
So as a math teacher, we had it was almost every Friday we had to do a ketchup mustard pickles day because we were all over the place. But yes, use the headers in Canva to help divvy that up if you want it linear. You can create a digital gallery, so you can have students contribute their work to a collaborative Wakelet. So they just add their link here. You can have the settings so that anyone who can access it can add. So you don't have to go through and add all their individual emails. In this picture, I am all those fake people, but I created things with candy from the real world using Magic Media. Of course, you have your digital portfolios. So this is students highlighting their growth or their learning. I'm helping a 7th grade class right now use Wakelet, and they are having a multimedia project about themselves. And so they have to have a song. They have to do like a commercial about themselves. There's a couple things. And so they're all adding it to Wakelet to kind of collect it and make it aesthetically pleasing. Hello. Okay. The next one is group research and reports. So again, you can embed the Google Doc or the not Google Doc. I'm sorry, the Canva Doc. It is important to note though that if you your student with their privacy might not be able to embed their doc based on what they're allowed to. Like for example, my students can only share to our campus. So when they add it to the Wakelet, it shows up as a link. So we have to click out to go see it. So just a heads up on that. But this is nice. It's just a collaborative effort where all kids can add their bits and pieces to a single Wakelet to have it all kind of organized and collected. This example is just a math report or a science report. Now with Wakelet and Canva, I just went over a smidgen of things that you can do. There's so many things that you can AppSmash. This is a super great graphic that I don't really want to read to y'all, but y'all are welcome to read it. There's just so many opportunities for creativity and collaboration and critical thinking with Wakelet and Canva. So hopefully the ideas that I've shared so far have just kind of got the wheels turning. And I'm super excited to see kind of where y'all run with it and take it.
Yeah, I want to hit on this, Frankie, because I think it's really important. We talked about digital citizenship, or I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to be talking about it forever till the end of time, because no matter how old you are or young you are, you need to know that. But what I want everybody watching to really think about is when you're using Canva and Wakelet and you're really looking at your curriculum, your learning goals, your ISTE standards, your ASCD principles, whatever you're looking at, how can you reimagine delivering that information, and how can you reimagine giving your students the ability to show what they know? And I think Canva and Wakelet really lend itself to that. And it is uncomfortable in the beginning, right? To give your students a little bit of control and release them to go be creative. But it's so important to build their confidence. And I think Wakelet and Canva do a really great job of that. I've seen it with teachers as well. And I've heard numerous times people say, I'm not creative. I'm not creative. And it is a narrative that I think a lot of students, especially in the secondary schools, receive. And so I think it's a great way for you to bring that back into their lives. Our team was actually talking about the branding piece that you talked about. If you know Julie Parsons, she was my former student. She is graduated from college onto her career, but she is still branding and creating on that Wakelet profile and those collections. And I just think it's really important to build this into your day, your lessons, or like you said, once a week you did ketchup, mustard, pickles, and maybe that's when you do it. But I think it's a great way to redefine what it looks like to be creative in the classroom, because you can really hit a lot of learning goals with just these options right here. So I just wanted to hit on that. Also, Digital Citizenship Week is coming up, which y'all know it's very important. Be planning. And then Frankie has some more to share with you. So I'm going to go be quiet because she's got some goodies for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I covered a lot, but like I said, it's really just, I covered the surface, and I really am excited to see how y'all can take these ideas and run with them or adapt them to whatever's going on in your classroom. Here are all the things that you can create in Canva. So a big push for me as a digital learning coach is helping teachers find ways to assess learning or ingrain learning in these real world applications and these products that students are familiar with. And it's a really cool making meaning activity when they can take their learning and apply it in a new way. So now, without further ado, can we, let's see, will it work? If I'm perfect. Tisha, can you please tell us who the winner is?
Our winner is Karen Griffin. She was the very first one. She did math to come up with the date, and I've already asked her to DM Frankie and I with her contact details so we can get your swag. Congratulations, Karen. We're so excited that you were here and you were on top of it.
Yeah,
it was really fast and furious.
Love that.
And actually says, she's in the chat, she loves making resources visually appealing. It makes it accessible and easier for navigation. It absolutely does. We talked about this with the EduGuardians. I see Farmer Fobs in the chat. We talked a lot about how to make learning and content and curriculum visual, because so many learners, I use myself as an example, and this is a true story. James and I met a couple of weeks ago and he gave me a document full of words and I went, I'm so overwhelmed. So I had to take it off the screen so that I could, process it. So I think it's important to think about, even with your adult learners, right, Frankie, as a coach, it's important to think about how to individualize these things for your teachers, your principals, and even your parents. So again, congratulations, Karen. We're really glad that you're here. Okay, what do we have next?
Okay, real quick, Karen, I'm so excited for you. The Canva pins that you're going to get are chef's kiss. They're so good.
She also, I love it. She is just talking to us. Curating digital resources in one place also helps develop digital citizenship skills for little learners. And I think that's really something important to say. A lot of times the little learners, we think they can't do the thing, whatever it is, but they really will surprise you.
Yep, absolutely. So, okay, if you have not joined our Facebook group, please do that. There's some really great things in there that people are sharing. They're asking questions. It's almost like a bragging corner. And so it's a really great place to grow and get ideas involving Canva. If you do not follow Canva EDU on X, please do. They share all sorts of goodies on there. Canva also has, they've really expanded what they're doing with Canva for education. So there's a lot of resources. They actually have actual lesson plans filled out. It's not, just the Latin paragraphs of not fake words, but Latin words. It's actual lesson plans and activities that you can give to your kiddos right then and there. So go ahead and check that out. If you did not know Canva has that, we sure do. And then Canva also has a self-paced teacher certification course that kind of tailors all the Canva features for how you can use it as a teacher in the classroom. So there's that QR code. All of the things I just said very quickly are in the Wakelet that Tisha is going to share at the end. So all of them will be linked out.
Yes.
Also,
we're going to share those. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. And then like I said, I'm here as a Canvassador, but I am a Wakelet trainer. I love Wakelet. The community is fantastic. So if you have not joined the Wakelet community, please do that as well.
Please do that.
Any other, you want to add anything to that before I give them their
Clearly
activity?
not, because I'm choking up over here. No, definitely join the community. Amy is behind the stage. She shared the certificate link for you. We will get the link for this session over to you as well in the chat. What else, Frankie? Is this it? Is this the end? No, we have more. No, we have more. I know we do. I'm ready. Okay. So Frankie's we're going to just I'm going to go over this, but I'm going to remove this screen because Frankie's going to go get set up for the next little set. So here's the thing. Amy, backstage, if you can share that resource collection in the chat for our attendees, and then attendees, you're going to be hanging out with me for a second, and Frankie's going to get ready, but we are going to let you have a turn. So we are going to have you, it's kind of a fun little thing. There's like a template tweet, which template tweets are so much fun. Kyle did one earlier this morning, and I think it's just such a good idea. But we're going to give you a bonus goodie, and we're also going to have Frankie share her really cool idea. So Frankie, are you ready? Do you have your screen share?
Yes.
There it is. Okay.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
So I think it's the one I want to share. Anyway, so
Yep,
on that
right.
slide and in that presentation, let me take this and I'll share it with y'all in the chat. Let me do that real quick.
So her little template here says Wakelet and Canva for education. App smashing Wakelet and Canva makes me feel like a blank with a blank.
Oh, yes. So what you're going to do is when you get this template link, which Tisha, can you put that in there?
So we put the resources in there. You guys
Perfect.
click on the resource link that Amy has shared with you, and you're going to scroll down until you find this activity.
So what you're going to do is, have y'all ever done those quizzes where like you pick certain, like what's your zodiac sign and what day were you born on and what color are you wearing? And then you pick out the random things. We're doing that today. So the sentence is app smashing Wakelet and Canva makes me feel like blank, blank with blank. So you're going to open Magic Media on Canva apps and put in your answers to create an image. Then I'll drag it to the frame and fill in the blanks and then share to X. So all this is in the template. So I'm going to go over it, but you're able to see it in the template as well. So if you are a teacher, you are maniacal. For me, I did it already, but I'll go through it. So I am a coach, so I'm ecstatic. Experience with Canva, I'll go ahead and say expert. Octopus. With Wakelet, I'll go ahead and say expert, I'm flowers. So app smashing Wakelet with Canva makes me feel like an ecstatic octopus with flowers.
That's so fun.
Tisha, what are you?
Like well, I'm going to choose other. So what does other say on that one?
Curious.
Okay, well, that's good because I always am curious, ask a lot of questions. And then for Canva, I wouldn't say I'm an expert. Experienced?
Penguin.
Okay. And then with Wakelet, I guess you have to call me an expert, right? So with flowers.
Yep.
So I am a penguin with flowers. I was hoping I was wearing a hat or something, but this is so much fun. I told Frankie when she shared this, this would be something so cool to do with your students, right? You could change it up and use it with your students for whatever content you're teaching them. That's hysterical.
I did this, I think, with my friend. I had picked hers. And I was like, okay, what are we going to do? And so she's an ecstatic penguin with confetti.
That's amazing. That is so much fun. And yet there's more, you guys. She has more for us.
So also, I don't have the right thing shared.
It's okay. We're going to take, yep, there we go.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So on that page in the Wakelet, I have a Wakelet collection made for y'all. It's a like intro collection that can lead your lesson for your kiddo. So when you're rolling it out and you're like, I want to teach my kids about it, I'm not really sure where to start, I made one for you. I think Ryan has a really good one. And so I took it from him and just like
do you have the oh, there it is. Okay. Ooh. Okay, Frankie, we're ready. Okay, here it goes.
So here it looks. This is what it is. And so this will guide your lesson with your kids. And I'm doing this today when I'm not here. So promise it's tried and true. It works. And then this kind of circles back to what Tisha said earlier about adapting to the needs of your students and how they learn. So the way I present is I read it to them. There is a picture, and then I'm also explaining it and verbally. So I have like this up on the screen. This might not be a good one because the picture's big, but the kids can see what they need to do. They can read what they need to do. And I'm saying it as well. And I let them have this collection up on the screen with them. So then if maybe they get behind, their computer lagged, they're in the restroom, they want to get ahead, they can. And so this just guides the lesson. This, I did have to edit a few things just based on privacy rules that I have as middle school My students don't have a lot of, their data is protected. You know what I mean? So I did have to adapt a few things, but this is yours. I put it on here. So then you are welcome to run with this one if you love it, or you can make a copy of it and tweaks a few things. So if there is an app that you want them to use specifically, you're welcome to do that. Like on here, I don't have anything specifically on their Canva designs. If they were to like a presentation, I don't have any wording on that here, but I do have the big ones. I have videos. And so this is what I give to the kids. It's very easy. The kids can follow along. And I want to get Wakelet and Canva in as many kids' hands as possible. And this felt like a really good way to do it.
That's amazing, Frankie. Wow. Ryan says Frankie made my collection way better. That was a lot of cool stuff. I love that you all can take Frankie's collection, apply it today, tomorrow, the next day, even use it for Digital Citizenship Week. Like she said, just use it as it is or make a copy and make it your own. That was great, Frankie. Do you have any last minute suggestions for anybody who's new to Wakelet or Canva? Advice? Tips?
I think kind of going back to what you said earlier about being creative, don't feel like you have to fit a mold. It's so easy to feel like, oh, well, mine doesn't look like that, or it's not as good as theirs. Don't compare how you're using Wakelet, how you're using Canva to anyone else. Yeah. If it's satisfying the need that you're using it for, if you're liking your product, then go with it. And so this is my story with Wakelet. I started it. I didn't like it because I was trying to do what other people did. And then once I was like, I'm just going to do my own thing. I love it. And now I won't stop talking about it.
So there's magic in using these tools for your own purpose instead of trying to be like everybody else. It's such a great message, Frankie. Yes. I love that. I'm so glad I got to hang out with you. Thank you, Patricia. Really excited to be able to share this. You can reach out to Frankie or me if you have any issues or questions, or you want some ideas. I know Frankie is always willing to share any of her ideas for app smashing. Hollis says, I've never used Magic Media or published a Twitter. And so you're right, Hollis. We learn something new every single day. It's been amazing, Frankie. Thank you so much for co-hosting and presenting with me and just chatting with me. We'll see you all on X, formerly known as Twitter. Make sure you're following Canva for Education on all social media platforms, joining their community. Follow Wakelet on all platforms, as well as joining our community, and bookmark the YouTube channel to Wakelet because we have even more for you today and tomorrow. So we'll see you all soon. Your links are in the chat if you're looking for those collection links and resource links, and the replay will be found here again. You all have a great day. Thanks, Frankie. I'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye, y'all.
Bye.